Hello and welcome to the Sovereign CEO podcast, where we talk about how to create your own location-independent business, move to a less bad country, or at least set up an international backup plan and do all these things for very little money. And this is one of the most important podcasts I have ever recorded. I'm not kidding. You're about to find out why. So pay attention, motherfucker. Put down the toothbrush and pay attention. This will save your life. I'm exaggerating, yes, but not as much as you think, because I've seen lots of people destroyed when they didn't take this advice. And people still have not latched on to this for some reason. So I'm going to give you many examples of people who did not follow this advice. Then I'm going to give you the advice, and this will save your life. This will save your business. If you have any intention of starting or having, or you already have, a location-independent business, particularly an online business, you must understand what I'm about to explain to you. And if you don't, you're fucked. And most people are just fucked. Here's the phrase before I get to the details, before I get to the examples. If you don't own it, it owns you. You need to remember that and repeat it. If you don't own it, it owns you. Now, that applies to a lot of things, including like a job. Do you own your business when you have a job? No, your boss does or someone else does. So it owns you. Your employer owns your ass because you're a slave. What I'm referring to here specifically are online platforms that you use for your online business. If you don't own the platform, if you don't control the platform, it owns you. And you don't want it to own you, because here's what's going to happen. Let me give you several examples. A few years ago, there were lots of entrepreneurs who were making big money, $25,000 a month, $30,000 a month, $80,000 a month, running Facebook ads. Okay, that's all they did was run Facebook ads for various things. These guys were making fucking money hand over fist. I talked to a lot of these guys. And some of these guys, frankly, were idiots. They had very little business skills, but they figured out how Facebook worked. They knew the algorithm, and they just ran these ads, and they were making money. Money. Guess what happened? Facebook decided one day that they didn't like that. Facebook pressed a few buttons, changed the algorithm, and wiped out all these guys. All these guys, they went from $30,000 a month to zero income per month, just from the change that Facebook made. And these guys were having panic attacks. These guys had to move back in home with their parents. Some of these guys moved out of the United States. They had to move back to the United States or back to the UK. It was really, really bad for these guys because they relied on one platform that they didn't control, something called Facebook. They didn't own their business. Mark Zuckerberg owned their business. Now, just a year or two after that, I think this is around 2017 this happened, 2018, I believe. YouTube. You had all these YouTubers, all these political YouTubers and all these lifestyle YouTubers and some of these business YouTubers, right? And they had these YouTube channels, and their source of income was YouTube ad revenue. And these guys are making big money from YouTube ads, just purely from YouTube. Then something called the adpocalypse occurred. And if you were a YouTube viewer back then, especially the political space, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You saw this happen. What basically happened was some big corporation, I think it was Pepsi, saw that an ad of theirs ran on some sort of far right-wing white, I can't say the word on YouTube, SUPREMEIST. Okay, I'm going to misspell it. You get it? Some sort of not good, extreme right-wing channel. And these guys freaked out and said, what the fuck are you doing, YouTube? How dare you put our ads on this channel? So YouTube, left-wing, beautiful YouTube, freaked out as only YouTube did and does. And they pressed a few buttons, and they completely demonetized hundreds, if not thousands, of very profitable YouTube channels all across YouTube. And guys literally had their incomes dropped 95% in 1 week. And many of these guys showed the charts and graphs of their income. My income used to be here, and now it's down here. There were guys making $5 a month, $5 a week, who are making thousands and thousands of dollars a month because they relied their income on a platform, a left-wing, quasi-authoritarian platform out of Southern California called YouTube. They were stupid. They had no business acumen. And these guys were freaking the fuck out. YouTube started banning channels. I saw guys, I'm not going to mention any names, but I saw guys doing YouTube videos on their friends' channels, crying, saying, please, can you do whatever you can so I can get my YouTube channel back? I have no other source of income. I can't pay my bills. And I'm like, you fucking moron. You don't rely your income on a platform you don't control. All right, I will keep going. Many of you know about, and this is the world I came out of. This is not Sovereign CEO. This is more Alpha Male 2.0 stuff, but Roosh V. Roosh V, for a long time, made a good income selling dating books, primarily on Amazon and places like that. One day, the world decided that they didn't like Roosh anymore. They pressed a few buttons and they banned him off Amazon and they banned him off PayPal, and suddenly, Amazon in particular, and suddenly he couldn't make any money. He was in very, very, very big trouble because the primary platform he made money through was Amazon. Does Roosh control Amazon? No, Jeff Bezos does. Not smart, not good. This guy had a lot of problems. To this day, I think he's still having problems in terms of income, but there you go. As a parallel to that, out of the red pill pickup artisty world, there used to be, I don't know if it's still there, maybe it is, but there used to be a very popular blog. Matter of fact, this guy was a friend of Roosh back in those days. His name was Chateau Hirtiste. And he had a very, very, very popular blog, one of the biggest blogs in that world. However, the mistake he made is that he actually hosted his blog, I can't believe this, he hosted his blog on WordPress servers. It's not that he used the WordPress software, that's okay. I use the WordPress software on my own server. But he actually hosted his entire blog, his controversial Get Laid blog, right-wing, controversial, Trumpy Get Laid blog, on WordPress's servers. And so, of course, one day, left-wing WordPress decided they didn't like what he was saying, pressed a single button, and deleted his entire blog. Pretty bad. People freaked out. I'm sure he freaked out. I don't know what he did, but there you go. Many of you are aware of, I'm not even sure if I can say his, I'm allowed to say his name on YouTube. I'll say it, see what happens here. Stefan Molyneux, big right-wing, former libertarian, now nationalist Trump supporter, because that's what happened to libertarians when Trump came along. Huge guy on YouTube, millions and millions and millions of views on, God, hundreds of videos. Some of them were hours long over many, many years. One day, YouTube decided he didn't like him, pressed a little button, deleted all of his videos. Gone forever. Gone. And he is now gone. Yes, he has his own website. He's on Rumble and stuff, but he's gone. His entire livelihood, gone in 1 second. No appeal, nothing he could have done. Because he relied his entire business, or the bulk of it, on a platform called YouTube he didn't control. Okay. Yes, we could talk about Alex Jones. It happened to him. That's probably a bigger, wider scale example. So now to respond to this problem, a bunch of YouTubers and people like this, they said, you know what? Well, fuck YouTube. You know what? Fuck YouTube. We're going to make money on our own platform, and we're going to call it Patreon. And so we're going to go to Patreon, and that way we'll make money over there because Patreon respects free speech. And so all these political YouTubers went to Patreon, not just political YouTubers, lots of YouTubers, went to Patreon, a platform they didn't control. And then guess what happened? This first happened with a woman named Lauren Southern. Those of you who know who she is kind of a right-wing political pundit. And one day, Patreon decided that they didn't like what Lauren Southern was saying because Patreon, like every other big tech company, is left-wing and left-wingers hate free speech. They pressed a button and completely deleted her account, kicked her off the platform, and then she was fucked. I could go on and on and on and on and on and on and on with various examples of people who are making a lot of money through a single platform they didn't control. And that platform one day decided they didn't like them, pressed a few buttons, and destroyed that person's business, or destroyed that person's brand, or destroyed that person's livelihood. In the modern era, in the collapsing civilization in which we find ourselves, in the left-wing world in which we find ourselves, I've been writing articles for 10 years now saying that America is a left-wing country, because it is, and it gets more left-wing every year, even if you elect Donald Trump, as you now discovered. It gets more left-wing every year. The internet, the people who control the internet are left-wingers. And I'm a minarchist libertarian, so there are some things, a few, not many, but a few things I agree with left-wingers on, but left-wingers are authoritarians. They hate free speech. They don't want you saying anything they don't like, and they don't care what the ramifications are. So when you set up an online business where your primary income stream is through some big platform controlled by a bunch of left-wingers in Southern California, which is where most platforms come from, you are basically setting a nuclear time bomb in your business for when, not if, when your business goes out of business. When the people who control that platform press a magic button and destroy you. You don't want to do this. You will notice, those of you who follow me for a long time, I have never done this. I have never relied on one platform. Instead, I rely on my own stuff. I sell my own stuff. Initially, I sold my own books. Yes, I listed them on Amazon, some of them, and Audible, some of them, but I forced the traffic to go to my own websites hosted on my servers with my shopping carts that I controlled through various payment vendors, not just one, not just PayPal, but various ones. So if anyone banned me off any one thing, I would stay in business. I did not want to rely on Amazon. I didn't want to rely on anything else. My own online courses, I branched out to that. My own coaching programs, my own events that I put on and I control. I never, ever, ever have ever relied on any ad revenue or any revenue of any kind derived from a specific platform. I'm here on YouTube. Okay, I will never rely on any income I get from YouTube. But Caleb, why are your videos monetized? Why do you run ads on your videos? Because YouTube sucks. And YouTube makes me put ads on my videos because if I don't put ads on my videos, the algorithm will not favor my videos and I will not get the views and subscribers that I want. So I'm forced to do that. But I don't put ads on my videos because I want to make that YouTube sweet cash. No, what I do is I put you toward my websites hosted on servers that I control that are outside of the Western world. That's a key point. I'm not going to tell you where my servers are, but my servers, with one or two exceptions, I have a few of them, are all hosted in non-Western countries, or at least outside the United States and Canada. I don't want them there because I don't want some angry, authoritarian, anti-free speech left-winger to get a wild hair up his ass one day and press a button and delete all my websites, which I've seen happen to 10,000 other people. I want to rely on platforms that I control. And I'm selling things that I write, that I host on my own websites, that I sell through my own systems, not through something else. I never did a Patreon, okay? Instead, I had something called SMIC, which we now call UMS. I have membership programs that I control through my own websites, through my own servers, through my own shopping carts. I will never rely on any other platform. Now, will you say, well, Caleb, here you are in video on YouTube. Yes, my videos are here on YouTube, but several things. Number one, I don't rely on YouTube ad revenue. So if YouTube banned me tomorrow, I wouldn't lose that much money. Number two, we double post all these videos. I don't know if you guys are aware of this. I've said it several times on Rumble, on BitChute, on Odyssey, on various other places. We also have a database, these videos, so we don't keep them just on YouTube. I have a database, an offline database backup of all these videos. So if someone deletes them one day, I have them all. I'm good to go. I don't rely on any one platform that I don't control. The platforms I rely upon are platforms that I control, or at least have a lot of control over. Now, let me think of another excuse you could give me. Well, Caleb, you host some of your video courses on Kartra. So couldn't Kartra ban you? Yes, that is possible. It's not likely. It has happened, but it's very rare. They are not ban happy like YouTube. They're also not as big and expansive and left-wing as YouTube. Plus, I have a copy of everything on Kartra. We have offline copies of everything. I back everything up. I also use Basecamp. It bothers me that I have to rely on some platform I don't control Basecamp, but we back up Basecamp every month. We have offline backups of everything, number one. Number two, I don't rely on income from any external platform that I don't control, because I don't want to be like these 10,000 other people who are making a lot of money from this one platform. Then the platform, pressed a button and destroyed their lives. They went, oh my God, I can't pay my bills. I will literally never have that problem, because I'm a businessman here. I'm not a hobbyist who fell into the money. And I know that describes a lot of these people. A lot of these people I just listed were people who had little fun hobbies, who started making money and they went, ooh, and they started making money and they didn't operate as a business. I'm a businessman. That is my background. I operate as a business. When you operate as a business, you gotta look at the long-term play. Long-term play is never rely on YouTube to give me money through YouTube ads, or rely on Facebook so I can run ads on Facebook. But Caleb, you run ads on YouTube. Yes, I do. The split second that becomes a problem, I will be off that platform. I will be on another platform, TikTok, whatever. I also run ads on Instagram. Okay. I have lots of other marketing techniques that have nothing to do with YouTube, because I don't want to rely on any one platform, and neither should you. When or if you have now an online business. So let me cover both bases. If you have a business now, if you don't have a business, if you have an online business now, what I would strongly recommend you do is do an audit and say, what percentage of my income comes from one platform? If it's 80, 90% comes from one platform, you have a problem. I would not want to be you. You need to immediately start rejiggering that to get your income off those platforms. So if that platform bans you or goes out of business or what have you, you're not screwed. Number one. Number two, if you don't have your own business, if you're starting to design your location-independent online company, great. Copy my model. Rely on services, platforms, servers that you control, not other people. Now, let me say something about that. Well, Caleb, I just started my business and I use Wix to host my website, or I use WordPress.com. I use them to host my website like Artiste. Is that okay? Yes. If you're just getting started from zero, it's okay to use these platforms to host your stuff initially. Your goal is to get off these when you start making real money. So I started on WordPress.com just like Chateau Artiste. The difference is, as soon as I started making real money and gathering a real audience, I got the hell off that thing and got on my own server using WordPress software, which is different than using their platform. Use the software on my own server. Now, I'll be honest with you. The service I was using, the hosting service, I saw ban someone else and I got off their service and went to another service that didn't ban anybody. Okay? That's the difference. So you can start on other platforms that people control as a new business. Once you start making real money though, phase 2 of your operation should get the fuck off those platforms and get on platforms you like. And you have to pay attention to these things. For example, years ago, we used to double post every YouTube video to Vimeo. Okay, the website Vimeo, the video site. And I did that because I said, hey, if I get banned, because I say some controversial shit over on my Alpha Male 2.0 channel, my Alpha Male 2.0 podcast, I say very controversial shit. I said, if I ever get banned, that way I have a copy of all my stuff on Vimeo. Then Alex Jones got banned off YouTube. And within 10 seconds of getting banned off YouTube, Vimeo banned him too. I said, all right, that's not going to work. If Vimeo is just as bad as YouTube, I'm off Vimeo. And I got the hell off Vimeo that day. Like the next day I was off Vimeo. I was like, okay, I can't rely on this, even as a backup. So you have to pay attention to who bans whom and how often, okay? Now, yes, you can use platforms like BitChute, Odyssey, Rumble. I'm on all those platforms. I think they're good. That's fine. You can use them too. But even those, don't get to the point where you're relying on ad revenue from Odyssey. Don't base your whole business on Odyssey or BitChute or Rumble. Don't do it. What happens if a few years, Rumble turns left and they start banning people, which I'm sure they will, as they get bigger and bigger. It's just a cycle. You don't want to do that, do you? So you can be there, but you can't rely on the income from there. Be there and sell your own stuff. Do what I do. Be on these platforms, be on as many as you can, but don't rely on income from those platforms. Sell your own stuff and use that as a marketing mechanism to gather an audience and a buying audience to sell your own things that have nothing to do with fucking YouTube or Twitter or TikTok or Instagram or, Amazon or whatever. Cool? Cool. Really think about this. Take this seriously. If you follow this advice, it'll save your ass. It will save your future, because I know a lot of people I did not mention in the examples who got destroyed because they didn't take this advice. They got fat and happy on one platform for that income or that notoriety, and then they got fucked. Don't be like that. Cool? Cool. I will see you in the next podcast. Have fun. Bye.